Howdy y'all, it's Kathy from Rust Paper Scissors, and I wanted to do a flip through of this little project, and then I wanted to do a tutorial on making the envelopes real quickly. And I'm calling this a rusted office file junk journal, and it's just made from a file folder. It's covered with a lot of vintage ledger papers, and then some tea-dyed papers, and just a variety of different things. You're gonna laugh. You'll think all I do is watch videos, but I watched Gayle Agostneili. She did a video on her Waterfall Journal, and I really liked that. And then I watched Treasure Books, and she did a video of the Waterfall Journal on how to fold the pages. And so that was a great video, and I'll link those two below. Also, earlier I had watched a video by Jibid Neary where she took it was a envelope, but she made it look like a file folder and made it look very used and old and torn and put back together. I loved her video. I thought it was a great video, and it was just really inspiration. And then I also saw another file folder type video. Just a second, I'm going to check the name because I want to make sure I get it right. The video was by Jessica Harris. She was a customer. She is a customer of mine, and she had sent me a link to her channel, and I've really enjoyed watching her tutorials, and like I say, I'll link that below. But she did kind of something very similar, file folder, where you had pages and it looked old and used. My style is to leave most everything very kind of blank, so I did not fill in a lot of the journal and pages where I could have used tags where you needed to just fill something out, but I just wanted this to be yours. You may not want to use it as an office file folder. That's fine. That's why I wanted to leave it blank. So like I say, it is very blank, but let's talk about, I made it out of a file folder, and I used it's about a 1/2 inch spine that the file folders, has those already, score lines on them, and I just used that. And then the front, what I did was I took a regular envelope that I had tea-dyed, and I wanted it to fit the front of the journal, so I folded it down and made it smaller. And the tutorial at the end of the video will be me showing you how to do that. It's very easy. It'll take just a couple of minutes. But what I did was then I cut down the envelopes, and then I also made the flap. I didn't want it so big, so I made it the envelope just a little bit smaller, and height-wise also. And then I had some vintage stamps that had not been canceled, and this is from 1965. And so I had 4 of those. There's going to be 4 envelopes at the end. And what you'll do is you'll just, you can take the envelope, you could put an address on there, you could address it, you could put your papers in there. It's just, again, another place for you to journal and, keep special things. It's held on there with, it's called a banker's clasp, and I sell these in my shop. I try to rust them. They don't really rust, but I can get them to tarnish, so they tarnish. So we'll just slip that off, and it holds those on there very well. The other thing that I struggled with was the closure, and I didn't feel like string or ribbon would be something that people would use in an office, so I didn't use anything like that. I just used 2 mini bulldog clips, and I used a chain. I do this with a lot of my journals, and it's just a quick, easy way to make a closure, and then it's easily removed and put on the back there and out of your way. And so, like I say, the front is very plain. I wanted it to be something that you could fill out and embellish how you wanted. If you wanted to write on there, if you wanted to cover it up, I wanted to leave that for you. And then I just added a little digital label on there. And then you open it up, and on the inside of the file folder, I covered it with the same. This is some ledger paper from the early 1950s, and I used the same paper on the inside of the file folder. So I did that, and then I just used a digital print and made a little belly band. And originally I was going to put some some checks there, but I can't find them. I don't know where they went. I probably stashed them away or threw them away. I don't know. So what I did put here was just a variety of blank tags, and this first one is just a little, I believe that's a coin envelope, and I just covered it with a vintage check, and that. And then they're held together with a little owl clip. I sell these in my shop. I rust them and sell them in my shop. And then it's just 3 library cards, 3 index cards, and 3 guest checks. Again, you could use them in this project, or you could have them for another project. And that just clips on there, and they slip back in there. And then this page is actually the signature cover, and it's a file folder, and I just covered it with some vintage matte paper. I added a little tag that has the same vintage matte paper, and it's just a place for you to journal it. I thought, you could write the address of your home or your office, or whatever you wanted to make up and use. And then it's just held on there with a little, I call these duck clips. I sell those in the alligator clips in my shop, and I put a few of them in here. And then it just has a little label that has a longitude and latitude number on there. And then the next page is it's a graphed paper, but it's like blueprint paper, and I really like that. I got it I believe off of Amazon. And then I just have some blank tea-dyed ledger paper, and then some blank tags. They're held together with a treasury tag. I sell these in my shop. I rust them and sell them in my shop, and it's just see it through the back, but this is just a way to hold papers. And then this page is just a digital. It says distribution of account, and I attached it with 2 rusty staples. I sell those in my shop. And then it's just a place for you to, you could do some journaling under there, or journal on this page. I did add the labels, and again, I left them blank for you to write what you wanted, how you wanted to label your journal. So that's that. And then the inside, this is just, again, blank writing paper. And then this is some ledger paper that I tea-dyed. This is one of those alligator clips. This is a top-loading pocket, and again, I have a little label there. And then this page is just a collage that I did with some digital prints. And you open it up, and it's some graphed paper, and then I added a tag that said approved. And this is one thing I wanted to talk about. A lot of times, maybe people don't have access to digital kits or digital items. And an economical way, I think, to get this type of office supply is one of these, I call them a date wheel or a number wheel. And this one was one where it just had office words on there, like I wouldn't use scanned because that's a modern term, but there's copied, paid, shipped, entered, I wouldn't use faxed, but void, mailed, received, or completed, filed, and approved. And a fun way to use those. The only thing I don't like about this one is the years are more modern years, but you don't have to use them. You could just use the month and date. So that's a fun way to get a little bang for your buck if you don't have access to digital files. And then this is just, again, an example of the number wheel. And you can make a million numbers with this puppy. So again, I thought that's a fun way to do it. And I'll show you how I use them later on in the journal. But this is the center of the journal, and this is an vintage envelope. It's a first day of issue. It's the 10-cent airmail stamp, and it is from 1960. And then on the inside, I just included a vintage receipt. This is from Dallas Automotive Company, and it's from 1955. And there's several little Dallas references throughout the book if you're interested. And then this is just a digital that I added to this page. Again, our tab. This is the ledger paper again, the graphed paper again. And then this is the folder or envelope that I'm top loading. And then this is I think this is a tool receipt. It's from the Southwestern Greyhound line, and it's something about tools, like 10 tool checks, 3 brand hand tools. So it was a receipt, and it's original. So I just held it on there with a treasury tag, and then this is just a little label that I used the wheel where it says shipped and stamped it onto a label. So quick way to do that. This is a digital label that I got. This is an example of the number wheels where I stamped them onto labels and just added them to this envelope that I made. This is an example of just some extra. I just wanted it to look kind of haphazard. So this is just some extra pages that I had left over. I attached them with the rusted staples, and then you can obviously journal underneath. And then you open it up, and this is a big journaling spot. This is a metal rim tag that I added the ampersand. Behind it is a little rusted paper clip. And then this is the back with the rest of that paper clip. And then this is one of my signature items, is the rusted metal prong fasteners. I use them in all my journals. It's just a way to add papers to your journal that you can write on. And then on this one, this is that blueprint paper, and I embossed on it with detailed white embossing, and I thought it really turned out very nice. I thought that looked very good. I'd like to do that some more. So that's that. And then this is the back of the signature cover, and it's that file folder. And again, it's a map page that I covered. And then this is the back of the file folder. It says East Dallas Automotive. It has just a little pocket here. I added just a blank paper clip up there for you. This is a couple of tags. This one is just some of that graphed paper. I added a book dart. I rust these and sell them in my shop. It's just a way to highlight something on your page. You could use it as a paper clip, but it doesn't hold a lot. It's not super sturdy. So, but to highlight a passage or something, I like to use them. And then this is another of that same vintage ledger paper and the book dart. And then this is just a couple of inventory tags that I added, and then this is just a blank tag. And so I just added those. These are held on there with, I used the rusted, I call them rusted fender washers, and then a rusted brad. And then I left the tab blank for you to put your name on there. And then the back of the file folder is, again, this vintage ledger paper. It says East Dallas Automotive, East Dallas Automotive, and I made this policy envelope. And the closure is, again, the fender washers and the rusted brad. And so I like to do that. And then you open it up, and there is 3 little index cards that are blank for you to use. They're held together with a clam clip. I don't have the right apparatus to attach the clam clip, so I just get it on there as best I can. And I guess I should invest in one of those. I love those. I'd like to sell them, but I don't feel like I can sell them because I really don't have a good way for you to attach them. So, but if you're interested, let me know. And that's just the closure. And then this is the back of the tag, and I've got it all jumbled up here. Let me open this up. And I added, again, some tags for you to use. Just if you don't like them, you don't have to use them, or you could use them in another project. I make these little embossed letters and numbers. I call them faux typewriter tags, and then I just included a blank one. And then I added the word copy. If you didn't like that, you could cover that with book page or something else, or use the back. And then the next one is just blank for you to use. And then I stamped entered in there. That was using that date wheel. And then this is just a number on the tag. And then this is just a blank tag. And then the last one is received and a blank tag. So those are there for you to use on the journal. So now what I wanted to do was quickly do the little tutorial on how to do these envelopes. And what I did, I was telling you, I took a regular sized envelope and I wanted it to fit on the front of my journal. So I folded it down. I guess we should get them all going the same way. I wanted to leave about the same width here as I had here. And then let's see which one is open that I'm going to use in my example. I think it's this first one. Okay. So after I folded it down and kind of made a template, then I used this as my example. So the second and third and fourth one were very easy to do. All you do is you take your envelope and you insert it into your template. And you just get it in there as best you can and over, right to where it fits. And now you're going to have your template. So all you have to do is, this is the flap that you're going to glue. You're going to I cut just straight up. Okay. And then I'm going to have a problem here with that. There we go. And then I'm going to cut this flap over. I'm going to cut this flap up. And then now I'm going to make my closure for the, you just hold it still. And then I'm going to cut around, and I hope I'm in frame here. I'm just going to cut around, and you have your envelope. Okay. So now this side looks this side looks like this side, and then this one I folded down. So I'm just going to fold it like I did to make it a smaller envelope. And now what you have is we will glue this side down. This is your template, because I'm through with it, and I'm just going to glue that down, and it's done. It's got the stamp on there. It's ready to go. So that's that one. And then this is the one that we just did. And what we're going to do is I didn't, oh shoot, hold on. I'm going to open that back up. I didn't cut this inside part while it was still together. Okay, one more cut that you need to make is this inside flap. here is this flap. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold it. It's in there as best as I can. I'm going to hold it, and I'm just going to cut it out. And now it's going to be good to go. So this one we can, template we can fold up and glue. Again, I'll glue it. Okay. There, now it's good to go. Okay, and then this is our template. All you do is you're going to fold this side up, get it flat and even, fold it, crease it. Then you're just going to tuck it inside and put some glue on the inside. And you are done. And then it's already folded. We folded it down. We're going to crease it very good. So that will be good. And then we should have a non-canceled stamp that I'm just going to glue. It does have the sticky on the back, but I don't know that I trust sticky from 1965. So I'm just putting some glue on that stamp. And then you just attach it where you want it. Now you have your 4th envelope ready to go. These will be on the front of my journal. This journal will be for sale in my Etsy shop, Rust Paper Scissors. I'd love it if you would stop by and check out the rusted items that I have. And I would appreciate it if you left me a comment about the video, if you would subscribe, if you liked it, if you would subscribe. I would appreciate that. I would also appreciate it if you hit the like button, because I know that does something with the algorithm to help me get more views. And I just really appreciate your time and your support. Thank you.